on this edition of the Koffers? That's right, we're talking about the anime movies. Now, I know some of you are thinking, Chris, are you seriously doing a review of something from the anime trilogy? Yes, I am. You know why? Because I love it. I am an ardent defender of that anime trilogy. I love the ideas that it has. I love some of the concepts that it executes. I kind of dig the overall design of the whole thing. Yes, I know it's the whipping boy of the series. I know a lot of people don't care for it. And ironically, the figure that I'm reviewing is possibly connected to the lowest grossing Godzilla movie theatrically in Japan of all time. But I don't care. Today we're looking at the MechaGodzilla from Godzilla City on the Edge of Battle. This was released in conjunction with the second entry in Japan. And this has actually got a more interesting story behind it, so I figured we would delve into something a little different. So back in 2018, as the anime trilogy was making its way through Japanese theaters, there of course was the usual tie-ins for any Godzilla project. But what makes this MechaGodzilla stand out is that this was Bandai's first real attempt at an online exclusive. I believe the Bandai Premium store had just opened or was within a year of being open. And at the point, they were offering in the movie Monster series line, basically Godzilla, there was the Servum, and for the second movie, there was just a slightly newer sculpt Godzilla that came out, but no MechaGodzilla. Well, to be fair, MechaGodzilla isn't really seen in the movie. As I said before, he shows up as a fortress. But we do get a glimpse of his original form at points in the movie, and Bandai decided to hey, we're going to make a figure of that. Except we're not going to offer it on the shelves like we normally would. In fact, we are going to try out this higher grade quality figure. If anything, this guy right here is the precursor to what is the modern Bandai Premium line that we have seen. In fact, you can see two of the guys in the back right there. So this is kind of like a weird prototype of a line. So the official name on this guy is the Master Detail Movie Monster Series. This is MechaGodzilla. This particular line pretty much just became the Bandai Premium line. So when you see currently there's a line of Godzillas that are coming out. There's the 74, I think the 62, and a couple of other ones. In the past, we have gotten the MechaGodzilla set, Jet Jaguar, and a couple of King Ghidorahs. Now, these guys vary from their regular movie Monster series counterparts because, well, they come in boxes and they are available online only. And as their name implies, they come at a premium. This guy was not cheap. I did buy him secondhand because originally he was only available in Japan and you had to pretty much be registered there in order to purchase him. So Bandai has since changed their stance. They have offered some of the premium figures via the US retail outlet as well. But this guy was not part of that. And because of such, he's become one of the harder Bandai figures to get a hold of. So as you can see from the box, this thing is pretty big. There's my hand, just to give you an idea. It's a pretty simple graphic box. Got that, and then here's the side, and then on the back we got a better shot of the figure in question, which One of the wackiest, wildest MechaGodzilla designs. I still can't figure out where the mouth is supposed to be on this thing, other than its weird two little antennas right there. But yes, this is a big boy as a figure. So, and here's the other thing too. It's done something that Bandai hasn't really done since, and I'll get into that in the figures in 1 second. So here is the figure in question. Now, when he was shipped and when I received him, these end pieces right here, right here, right here, and right here are not vinyl. I came to find out the hard way because mine showed up damaged. So the front two prongs right here were completely snapped off because these are not regular vinyl. These are actually more of a kind of hard, I think they're maybe a resin of sort, which is interesting considering that the rest of the figure is just a vinyl figure. Now, it's a better quality vinyl than, say, the Bandai Movie Monster series, but the weird mixing of material is still an odd choice to me even to this day. So I got a replacement, thankfully, from the seller that I bought this from, and that came pretty much perfect as you see here, but it taught me a lesson that this guy has to be displayed away from anything that could possibly break these very fragile endpoints, which is both a blessing and a curse for this figure. Because as you can see, he is not small at all. Head to tail, he runs about 9.5 inches, and he's stocky. So displaying him has been a bit of an issue because I don't want him breaking on the shelf that I had him on. He was lower on the totem pole, mainly because I don't want to be stacking other figures. Room is a premium where I live right now. And yeah, he is not cheap. And in fact, he's still not cheap as I make this video. I believe the resale on this guy is pushing about $300. He did retail for about $90 upon release, but that was back in 2018. And because he was such a low quantity item, he's a little scarce to come by now. So eBay is usually the one place where you can find him. Good luck finding it brand new. I know there's still some sellers out there that have them. But beyond that, yes, he is arguably one of the rare modern vinyls by Bandai. Now, as for a figure itself, this is actually not bad, but for the price you're paying, I would like a little more detailing in the paint. To be fair, we only see him pretty much in shadow in the movie. In fact, I'll put a little picture right there of him. So we never really get a good shot of him, how he was supposed to be painted, other than he's all silver, much like all the other MechaGodzilla predecessors. The paint, though, is pretty tight. It's shiny. It's got like a slightly chrome vibe to it. This is a completely wonky design. It is up there in hyper detailing with the legendary MechaGodzilla, and at points there's just so much going on with this thing, as you can see with the tail itself. I believe the original intention was this thing to be a fully functioning war machine, so it would open up, it would fire missiles, it would have the whole shebang that a MechaGodzilla would have. The only other painting you see on it are the red eyes. And there you go. The apparent mouth of this thing, I still don't understand. Thinking that's supposed to be it, but what point does that serve? So, he does have a couple of points of articulation, which is in the arms. And the shoulders mostly right there, as you can see. The head does turn a little bit. And there is a little bit of movement in the leg. So, not too much else, as you can see right there. There's a little bit right here. Now, this part right here is actually harder than the tail. The tail is actually a hollow point. in the figure. But beyond that, he is hefty. He does have some weight to him. But the thing that does bother me is that there is the fragile issue. So whenever I bring this thing out, I am on pins and needles with it, because you drop it, one of these things breaks, that's it. Like, fixing it, you're always going to see the crack on whatever is broken, as I found out the hard way with the original version of the figure I got. So these were broke right here. I tried to repair them. Unless you're like a master model maker, there is no way of fixing this thing, which makes this both one of the most interesting and most frustrating figures Bandai has ever produced. I still kind of love it. I do love it. I do love it. I love my Bandai figures. But it's the fact that this thing is just... it's bonkers. It's wild. It's wonky. And it does fit with the weird aesthetic of the anime movies. So, now to give you guys a little bit of comparison, here is the Bandai movie monster series Godzilla from City on the Edge of Battle. To compare and contrast, as you can see, they are in line with each other. But this is a much lower quality than that guy. But at least Bandai kept them in tow, in line, so you can display them properly. But believe me, this is not meant for kids. This is not meant to be played with where this guy is. This is an adult collector's only kind of deal. And there you go. That wraps up this review of this very odd figure. Yeah, it's a Bandai. It's a vinyl. It's a breakable Bandai vinyl, which is insane to say. But it's also a nice little rare curiosity, and for completionists like me, it's a must-have. So if you like what you see, we do have a show. It's called the Kaiju Kingdom Podcast. You can find us at thekaijukingdompodcast.com, where you can download our show. That includes our sister show, Common Kaisers, and all of our little ancillary extra shows that we put up every once in a while. If you don't like to download, you can also stream us on all of your favorite podcast streamers, including Spotify, Apple, and wherever else you get finer podcasts. We're also online on social media. X at The Kaiju Kingdom, Instagram at The Kaiju Kingdom, and Facebook.com/The Kaiju Kingdom Podcast. If you want to ever ask a question, interact, give us a little feedback, you can do it there at those spots, or, as always, leave a comment, give us a like, whatever you want to do here on the YouTube channel as well. And with that said, that will do it for this edition of the Koffers. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.